So I'm glad to see you, everyone over here. You know, the whole week, how did it go?
Very well.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yes, people are coming and saying, was there any garden? Because everything gone.
Wow.
And also great help with installing windows. You know, we did 3 windows this time. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
2 more we learned, so you know, me and Maddie, we can do it. Yeah, because we're not going to do anything today. But first of all, I would like to thank you, and I would like to greet you with peace be with you. That's what Jesus is too. You know, greet people. You know, and also he entered in the house, and he said peace be with you. If there is nobody there, he said that there is angels, you know, around. And when we say peace be with you in the house will be peaceful. So that's another thing, you know, because we are blessing the house. Every time we enter, we say peace be with you. So because we need peace, we started with peace, and we are peace over here. If peacefully our life, and you know, we'll go peacefully to the paradise. So that's what we all want to do. You know. But thank you for your selflessness, because this is more important. Like not too many people you can find in this art, you know, they are selfless. You know, because everybody, you know, their time is money. But your time, our time, will get reward hereafter. You know, that's the difference. Yeah. But I'm gonna. I forgot a lot of stuff, so I have a guide over here. You know, so these are like a peace be with you. It mentioned in the Luke, John, Matthew, you know, many times. So Jesus said peace be with you. In Hebrew, also called shalom. Shalom. You know, in the Jews, they call shalom when they meet, greet each other. It's same thing. Muslim, they call salam alaikum. Peace be with you. You know. So that's what. And in return, we say peace be with you too. You know. So we make us like asking God's blessing to you, and you bless to me. So that's vice versa. It works. But anyway, this is practice like a Muslim. All the Muslims they do when they meet each other. So salam alaikum. You know, that's peace be with you. So we follow the teaching of Jesus. You know, so Islam is a self-sufficiency, and they don't support self-sufficiency and idolatry, because Islam is monotheism. It's like all Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. We follow monotheism, one God, you know, the Creator, and Islam is peace and surrender, and it's against idolatry. You know, we don't worship idols. That's what, like, you can see the whole room. You're not going to find any portrait or anything, you know, of Jesus or Muhammad. Them, you know, you're not going to find anything, because we worship only one God who created the heaven and the earth. You know, so there are like almost 2 billion Muslims in the world, the second largest religion after Christianity. But it's growing so fast in United States too. If you go Google and see, the fastest religion is Islam, because it gives you like more day-to-day activities and more closer to God. That's why like 2050, Islam is climbing over Christianity, because we are, a Muslim has to be Christian first, then he becomes Muslim, because we believe in Jesus, we believe his miracle, and we believe his teachings, and we believe him coming back, and he will live a natural death. So these are the things Muslim believe. But misconcept is, people think a Muslim are terrorists, they bomb, they do this, because they don't follow Islam. They follow their own desire, and they take revenge when they got attacked, and they are Muslim by birth, so they think everything is like blind to Muslim. So mostly news media. But if you go to Quran and the teaching of the prophets, is the true message over there. The jihad and other things, jihad is struggle. So when you struggle yourself, that's jihad. We have to struggle ourselves against devil. That's the first jihad. And outside jihad is self-defense. It's like if people get attacked, they can defend themselves. So that's jihad. But we misconcept about this. And also, I'm going to go really quick and short. Islam is like not barrier with any ethnicity or anything. If you see Arabs, they are only 18% Muslim in Middle East. Rest of them, 82% is Russia, China, United States, Australia, everywhere. So that's 82%. So, but we think Islam means Arabic, they are Arabic from Middle East, but it's not. So the best Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, feed the hungry, and spread peace among people you know and those you don't, so spread peace of God. And it's reform the world. So make sure we give the true message by understanding. And also combat oppression and corruption. So that's Islam does. And create a society that makes it easy to submit God. So because who created us? The only creator. He created us. We came into this world with nothing. Not even clothes. Something else wrapped up. So we are here, we have something, we have wealth and cars and luxury house and everything. But what we are using, that's the main factor. The deeds we do in this earth, that's the one count hereafter in the day of judgment. Because when we leave, depart from this world, we have to go one day. Then we're not going to be able to wrap ourselves. The way we came, somebody else will wrap us and that's put in the grave. But what our deeds in the middle, that's the test ground. That's why God sent us over here. Same thing, God created Adam first, and when he created Adam, he introduced with people, with the angels, group of angels. Angels came and God said, greet with them, peace be with you. That's the first greeting Adam did, peace. The first word is peace. In peace, in Arabic is salam. As I mentioned, like greet is peace be with you. And the angels replied, peace and blessings be with you. So we are superior than the angels because angels bow down on us, because God taught us everything. And angels, when angel was asked by God, they said, we don't know because oh God, you didn't teach us. So I said, he is superior than you, bow down. So that's what bow down, but only one didn't bow down was the leader of angels. So he became devil. So that's what he said, he will deviate us from the straight path. So in this life, also like he is always there to take us to the wrong path. God gave us the lawful and unlawful things. Same thing he did to Adam. See, eat everything. Do not go closer to this tree. Same way he said, these are in Arabic are halal and haram. So halal means legal for you to eat. Haram means not legal for you. These will get punishment, hereafter. And these will give you reward. So these are the things here and in the paradise, same thing. So temporary our life over here, but eventually one day we have to give up this life. Today, tomorrow, any given time. So when we go over there, there will be judgment day. So we all believe same. So God revealed Old Testament, New Testament, and we call Final Testament is the Quran. Final Testament. So Old Testament came to Moses, and David had Psalms, and also Jesus had the Gospel. So these are the things God gave us, and Quran and Muhammad. So why Quran came? Quran came as a confirmation of all the books came before. and this is nothing added, anything else other than the message of God, Quran. You know, so Quran is so unique, like it can't be mixed with something else, you know, or people's word. Like I'm not condemning or anything. Like if you go to King James version, New Testament, and this Indian version and others, you can see all different kind of Bibles. But Quran is so unique, it's one, and nothing added over there, nobody's version, and this is one version. So that's the difference. And Quran came to Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad, he born and brought up in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. He was illiterate, never went to school, and nobody was his teacher. So he was meditating in the cave, and Archangel Gabriel, he came to all prophets with message from God. So he came and he gave revelation, one line or one chapter at a time. It's 23 years it took for a Quran to compile. So, and Quran got same message and same laws and everything of Old Testament, New Testament. And Quran is the last book. God said He will protect the last book, and nobody can add or erase anything. So till the day of judgment. So that's why the Quran is so unique. And if you have chance, even go to Google, or if I copy, I'll give you. It's so unique, and you will see God is talking to you, directly. And there is no Muhammad or Jesus, peace be upon them, talking. History of from Pharaoh, from Adam, all the history is in there. It's so close to Bible history. It's a biblical, everything in 114 chapters in the Quran, and it will tell you who is God, and all the message came to Jesus, Moses, Abraham, everything in there. So who is Muhammad? Muhammad is the descendant of Abraham. Abraham got two sons, Isaac and Ishmael. From Ishmael to Jesus, all the prophets came. And from Ishmael to Muhammad, there is no prophet came. And only Muhammad came. So all the Jews, and that time Christians, they was waiting until the promised Messiah coming. So they didn't find over there, but when Muhammad came, a lot of Jews, they became Muslim. They became, I'll tell you about what is Muslim. So they became Muslim, and a lot of Christians, they became Muslim, because before Muhammad, peace be upon him, all over Medina and Mecca, Saudi Arabia, it was Jews and Christians, together. Yeah, because after Jesus Christ was crucified, as Muslims don't believe he was crucified. So that time, to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all of them are Jews and Christians over there. But after Muhammad, peace be upon him, he got tortured, he got humiliated like other prophets that did, even Jesus, Moses, Abraham, and everybody, all the prophets, they got tortured. Some of them, they got sawed in half. Some of them got killed, even take the head out, present to all of them. So God said, it's shame on you, you guys, in humiliated and didn't receive message of my messengers. So all messengers got humiliated, and they got struggled. And we are enjoying our religions, We didn't need to shed any blood, nobody is throwing rocks or anything, but because of them, because they sacrificed already. And everybody got the same message. But anyway, so Quran said the Jews and Christians who submit to God, monotheism, one God, they will go to the paradise, and Jews and Christians referred as people of the book in the Quran, people of the book, because they follow the guidance of God. Yeah, so this is the Quran, and Quran in Jesus, in Quran, Jesus was mentioned 25 times, although Muhammad, peace be upon him, he mentioned only 3 times. So more mentioned in the Quran. And Jesus said also, like on John 12:49, "For I have not spoken of myself, but my Father who sent me, he gave me a commandment what I should say and what I should speak." So he brought the message of God, and what God said, that's what he conveyed us, like any other messengers did. And also Jesus replied on John 14:23. Jesus replied, "Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them." So obey his teaching. So that's what we do. We follow, we prostrate the way he worship. We don't eat pork. He never eat pork. We don't drink alcohol because he never drink alcohol. He greet each other. He said peace be with you. So like this, lot of stuff. Whatever he mentioned and taught us, we follow because we want God to love us. So that's what we follow Jesus. And Muslim call Allah. Allah means God. In Arabic, called Allah, but that means God in different nation. They call differently. And also, Jesus also said when he was in the cross, we know in the Bible it said, "Ilah, ilah, lamma sabastan." Oh God, do you forgive me? Forgive me. So ilah, ilah, from ilah is Allah. In Middle East, the Christians call Allah, the Jews call Allah, because Allah is in Arabic, Allah. But God, he doesn't have any particular name. He's one. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Only one. That means God. Nothing like him, and he is unique. And also, God, his mercy in the Quran is 192 times, and his wrath and anger it only mentioned 19 times, 17 times. And God is one is already mentioned in there, like all other books. And one God in the Old Testament in Deuteronomy, it is "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." That's what the Old Testament is saying. And Gospel Mark 12:29, Jesus replied, "The most important commandment is this: Listen, O Israel, the Lord our God is the only one God." So Jesus said one God. Moses said one God, message from God. And also in the Quran it said God telling Muhammad, peace be upon him, say he is the only one and only, and Allah, the only one to turn to for help. He has no child, nor was born from a parent, and he is not like anything else. So that's the one Quran say, who is God. And also Muhammad mentioned in the Old Testament, New Testament, in the Psalms, mentioned his forthcoming, when he is coming. So it's mentioned in the Old Testament, New Testament, everywhere. So in Islam, we have 5 pillars. 5 pillars in Islam. So simple. The first one is declare ourselves there is no God but one. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he is the messenger of God. He is the servant and messenger of God. And all the prophets are messenger of God, and we believe the books God revealed to other prophets, and also the day of judgment, and also the unseen things God knows we don't. So these are the things we believe. Then we say we are Muslim. So the second one is the prayer, 5 times a day prayer. That's daily prayer when, the time of Prophet Muhammad, it was given by God 50 prayers. And Moses said, talked to Prophet Muhammad, and say your descendant not been able to do 50 prayers, all day long, go and cut down, go ask, request God. So it was eventually like they came to 5. But if people worship 5 times, they will get reward 50 times. So that's what the reward is, 50 times. Yeah. So and we face toward Mecca. All the people like this way is Mecca. Other side they face toward east, from north to south, south to north. So everybody worship, face toward the black house of the, the house is so historical. When Adam came, he brought the black stone, from the heaven, and he's sleeping there. And the house was built by Abraham. Abraham rebuilt the house, and because Prophet Noah's time, the house was destroyed because of the flood. So after that, Abraham rebuilt the house. So same house, God said, invite people to come. So since Abraham time till now, all the people they go to pilgrimage every year, and never stop. Even the wars and everything we went through, and disaster and everything, but the pilgrimage would be there till the day of judgment. So but never stop from Abraham to now. Although less people was before, now more people. Number 3 is zakah. Zakah means 2.5% from our savings, not income. Savings goes to the poor, whoever disadvantaged. So we just help them 2.5%. So that's number 3. The first one is declaration of faith, one God, monotheism. Second one is 5 times a day prayer, And third one is 2.5% pay from your pocket to the poor, needy. And number 4th is Siyam, is like fasting. The whole month in Ramadan, we follow the teaching of Jesus because he used to fast for 40 days. So we fast for 30 days, whole month. God gave us, and he said it was mandatory before, and it's mandatory now for us to fast. And fasting is giving us benefit 3 kinds. The first benefit is like spiritual benefit, because God told us to fast. So we are obeying God. So it will be reward. God said all the other things, including prayer 5 times a day or everything, whatever we do, this is not like a count by God like fasting. Because fasting is personal thing. I could be able to eat and say I'm fasting. But this is, God knows if I am hungry, not drinking, not putting food in there, no smoking and no desire, anything, control my eyes and everything. So everything I'm doing for God, and he said he will be the reward, who does fasting. So same thing we follow the teaching of Jesus. So, and also second benefit is we social benefit. We do fasting because we all the time eat lunch, dinner, and breakfast and everything. We don't have a feeling of the disadvantaged poor people, how they feel. We fast, but we know our food is when we end, we can able to eat all the luxury food, because we are prepared. But those people, they don't have any. They don't have any food. They don't have any drink, So what happened? At least we have a little bit feeling, when all day you fast, you will have little bit feeling like how they feel. So that's how we can able to help them. That's fasting. And another thing, physical benefit. Because all the time we eat and we don't discipline ourselves. So when we eat from dawn to dusk, we don't eat fast. So we are disciplining ourselves. When the stomach says, let me eat, we say, no, you can't. You have to wait until that time. So that's what we control ourselves. At least practice once in a year, and it will last whole year, at least. You know, then we practice again. You know, because stomach and everything forget what we did. You know, so that's what the fasting. And number 5 is these 3 benefits: physical benefit, spiritual benefit, and social benefit we get. And also the last one is the pilgrimage, once in a lifetime. You know, and also fasting, not for everyone. You know, not for women when they have a cycle, they're exempt. You know, but they can make up after whenever short days or maybe other days. But these, because God knows, you know, they have difficult time. And also, with travelers, they're not supposed to fast. Also, if they are weak, also they are old, they're not supposed to fast. But if they can, they pay like 60 people money to the poor, you know, so they will get full benefit of fasting. Because the alternative, yeah. But and also pilgrimage, the last one. You know, Abraham built the house and invited all the people to come and visit the house once in a year. And that time when God ordered him, he climbed to the top and said, all people come over here. There was no creature, no people. But God said, you announce, you proclaim, and I will fulfill. So God said, from that time now on, 24 hours a day, you know, 7 days a week, 365, you see if you go online, live Kaaba, or like you will see like people are walking, surrounding 7 times and never end. So it happened in the, called Baitul Mamur in the heaven, you know, the angels, they are going, similar house, and they go 7 times, and those angels never come back. 70,000 angels a day, they are going surrounding over there. So, and here, we can able to go 2nd time, 3rd time, anytime, you know. So, what pilgrimage over there, there is a plain, you know, mountain, and people go over there, and certain time, if they are there, God forgive their sins. And when they come back, they are just like newborn. But according to their intention, they go. If they intend to go visit, just enjoy, you know, it's not gonna happen. But if my intention is I will ask for forgiveness and God will forgive my sins, you know, that time only God will forgive, and they will come back as a sinless person. So these are the things, 5 pillars of Islam, you know, basically Muslim follow, you know. The 5 pillar, first one is declaration of faith, you know, there is no doubt about one. Second one is 5 times a day prayer. So each prayer we remind ourselves, you know, God is there, we talk to God. Because each recitation from Quran is like talking to God and God answers. And number 3rd is like fasting. So we fast for our physical benefits, spiritual and social. And number 4th is 2.5% we pay to the poor. And finally, the pilgrimage, as you know, I said, you know, we go where we face toward the house, we go over there. Also, we visit where Adam and Eve, they got, God forgave them, the mountain of mercy. You know, there is a mountain of mercy, Adam and Eve got together and God forgave them because they asked for forgiveness. And also most of the prophets, you know, surrounding, we just go visit, and the historical things, we just go and visit. It's really fun over there, yeah, because I've been there one time, 2004, and really it's humble, you know, and enjoy. So other than that, it's so simple, as I say, you don't need to be a leader to lead a prayer, you know, whoever, and you don't need to have a fancy clothes or even kufi, you know, to be a Muslim, or, you know, only is mandatory is from man from here to down knees, you know, these are the mandatory things. And women, they need to cover, just like Mary, you know. So only Jesus, as a Muslim, like Jesus, we follow his miracle and his teachings, as I say, and also we know his birth was miracle, because God said He and it is. It's not like God begets or begotten, you know. Also, Muslims don't believe He was crucified. Muslims believe God raised Him up. And Muslims believe He will come back and He will have a natural death. Because every single living thing has to die. So He didn't die, He will have a natural death. So that's what Muslims believe. And whatever happened, He was crucified, you know, God knows what happened. You know, it may be transformed Judah like Jesus, or maybe whoever was helping, he was put on the cross, because there was no people, only 5 women was there. You know, so everybody escaped, all 12 disciples. So if you study, you will find out like what happened, how he was tortured, and how was humiliated. And God said in the Quran, he never been tortured or humiliated. God raised him up. So it was look-alike. So we love Jesus and we follow his teachings. You know. But if you have any questions, go ahead. It's good to know from you. So, like you've been in the mosque before? You've been there.
I have.
Oh.
But just out of curiosity, I've been by them. I've never been in them. So I'm confused between Muslim and Islam.
Okay. Let me clear it.
Thank you.
Okay. Islam, you know, submission and also peace. When Adam was created, as I said, he was created, introduced to the group of angels. And he said, peace be with you. Okay. So peace actually started, Islam started from Adam. And all the way Muhammad, peace be upon him, he's not the founder of Islam. Adam was the founder of Islam. God gave Adam. And Islam also means submission. So who submit himself to God, they are Muslim. So all people in this earth, Adam to now and till the day of judgment, we born as a Muslim because we surrender to God. We was helpless in the womb. So we surrender to him. But when we grow, we follow our parents' religion. You know, but there is a time in our life, we think about who created the heaven and the earth and the sky and no pillars in there and everything. We search. And we search and find out the truth. Then we say we have to submit the creator, you know, who created heaven and the earth. So that's what Muslim, all people, as I said, from Adam to the day of judgment, all of us, we born as Muslim. We submitted to God. You know, Muslim is not like I'm Muslim, my son will be Muslim. No. You know, Prophet Noah, his son was not Muslim. His son was disobeying God, disobeyed. He didn't follow the guidance of Noah. Noah said, come to my boat. He said, no, I don't care. So he is a disbeliever. Okay. Also, the father of Abraham, he was not Muslim. He was idol maker. So, but his son is the great, he is the father of all nations, you know, Abraham. So that's what, there was Muslim, all of them are Muslim. So we are Muslim till the last day. But if somebody said they are Muslim and they don't follow God, they are not Muslim. Even their father Muslim, no, they are not, because they are following the devil, you know. That's what, is it clear?
Yeah, a little bit. Thank you.
It's good to know. You can ask me if I'm wrong. You can ask me.
What brought you here? How long have you been here?
Oh, that's great. I came in 1981, 82. And I came in because my uncle, he came as a student with Yale University from Bangladesh. And through him, he brought his sisters. So all my mother's side, they're here. And he passed away. He used to work on Messi Ferguson, General Motors. He was a project engineer. So through him we came. I'm so glad, here, we can practice religion, we can practice business, or anything is opportunities. Yeah, and none of the other countries, because they don't have any jobs, they try to get to struggle each other, this and that. So I'm so glad, came and I studied Islam over here. Although I born as a Muslim, but as a regular Muslim, we're not supposed to say because they don't understand mostly what we are praying and who we are praying for, because whatever parents taught us, we just follow. We just we don't have any idea what we are doing, at least we get a little comfort inside, yeah, because we are submitting to God. But only the thing is, if God guides anyone, nobody can misguide them, and if God don't want to guide, nobody can guide them. And also I went to New York. I was I went to Empire State College, State University of New York, and from there I came over here. I was doing waiter job probably 15 years on GM headquarters, revolving restaurant on the 72nd floor. I had a gift shop over there. I had a coffee shop. So I had a lot of experience God gave me. Now I'm installing Windows, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was a little confused about what you were saying about the Quran being only one book, and Christians have all different,
Versions.
Bibles differently, So I have a Quran, but it's in English, so that's not like the original. The Quran you're talking about is in Arabic, right?
Yes.
Right. So the Quran I have is in English, so that wouldn't be so how would you view that Quran that I have in English?
Okay. Quran from Arabic is the one we use for worship. If
Right.
I don't worship in Arabic, it's not going to be accepted.
But it is okay for me to read the Quran in English.
Of course.
So I don't. Yeah. So Christians would say the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament. There's only one. It's in the original languages. It's God's word. But we don't read I don't think anyone of my friends reads Hebrew, because most of the Old Testament is written in Hebrew, and most of the New Testament was written in Greek. None of us really speak those languages. So in order to help us to read that, there's English translations. And so I was just wondering if you could see the analogy between the Quran that I have is in English to help me understand it, and the Bibles that we have are in English so we can read it, and we don't believe that the English translations are the word of God. We believe it's as close as possible, but if we really want to do some deep study, we would have to go back to the Greek and the Hebrew. So I'm just wondering if that is, was I hearing you right?
Yeah. The first thing, let me tell you, if you study the Bible, according to John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, first of all, they're according to, it's not one person, it's scribe, they wrote it.
Right.
Second thing, it was written from, after Jesus crucified, probably from 40 years to 100 years after. So a lot of things get lost. And the Quran, when revealed, and right away it was written, and it was not lost. Even so, if you see Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, a lot of think like a revised standard version. That's what they call revised. So yes, a lot of things was revised and took it out, and they got Jesus is the only begotten Son, and revised you say unique Son. Begotten is not made. It's like our son, So God never begets. And so revised standard version is changed to unique Son. So something like this, I'm just giving an example. And also the Quran is confirming all of them, whatever came before, even if you read English. Only the thing is what Jesus said, some of them they have red ink. Those are the words of Jesus. You know, so we believe 100% whatever Jesus said. But whatever scribes say, scribe, he wrote the Bible, you know, and also there is God's word and Jesus' word and scribe word, you know, like he's saying, Jesus is walking through Mount Sinai, you know, and this and that, he's talking to people. So this is his version. So it's three people version. But if you read Quran, if you must have already, you see God is talking to you. There is no prophet's word or anybody's word. No Muhammad, peace be upon him, his word. So only his word, God's word. He is commanding us what to do. And also Muhammad, peace be upon him, his action and work and advice and everything is called hadith. It's separate. It's another book. You know, many people collected his hadith. What he said when he entered a house, what he said he went to a camel, you know, climb camel, what he said, every single thing like he advised us, how to spend life, you know, what to say when we die, you know, instead of music, he said there is no God but one, that's all, when we die. So if we associate with God, that's the problem. God don't like us to associate with him because he's the creator. And all of us, including Jesus, Moses, everyone, we are the creation. Heaven and the earth is creation because he's the one, only one, and he's the creator. That's what Jesus said. Isaiah said, you know, all the prophets that said. That's what we are monotheism. We believe in one God, you know. So that's what, but we all want to do good deeds, so hereafter we can meet in the paradise. That's our goal, you know, because hereafter we don't want to go through hellfire. So all the message are from Old Testament, New Testament, and Final Testament, same thing, you know, nothing different. Only the thing is, we need to see like what is unique and what is God saying in the Old Testament, New Testament, and Final Testament. Is it similar? You know, is it something different than we are thinking? You know, but a lot of religion in here, like idol worshipper, the satanic temple, and other things in here we can find. But we have to distinguish between the creation and creator and his manual for us. You know, those revelations are manual for us. Like a car maker, they make a manual for each car. You know, the GM car, they don't make manual for Honda. You know, so we are the one, we have our own manual to follow, is revelation. And God revealed, and he said, follow my command, then he will be success. If you don't follow my command, you will be the loser, then you will be get punishment in hellfire. Maybe after punishment one day, you know, all the messengers, you know, they will make us saved. But as God said, he's the best judge. He not gonna give you any like anything less or more. Whatever our deeds are, hereafter we'll get the reward.
Thank you.
So mostly I
Thank you.
answered probably kind of.
Yeah. Oh, I hope we gave each other something to think about.
Yeah, but it is same thing, all the revelation. But the thing is, as I said, like it was written after, because the rabbis and Roman army, they say, if we find one Bible, you know, we'll destroy the whole village. You know, that time, so only one of them was smuggled Bible to Greek. You know, so Greek Testament you can find, and we translated from Greek. You know, so it's long time after that. So we're not going to find an authentic Hebrew language Bible. You know, only Greek translated, and they destroyed the original Hebrew. So that's what we found from there. Yeah, same thing. If you read the Old Testament, supposed to be 100% words of God, but there is, if you see the last chapter, you will see like how it was saying, like then Moses, because it came revealed to Moses, then Moses walked and disappeared and he died over there. So of course third person scribe, he wrote down Moses about Moses. You know, it's in the Old Testament. So because Moses didn't, it didn't reveal to Moses like after his death. So something like this, like a lot of things, but in Quran you don't find anything like this. You know, it's so unique and it's like directly God is talking to us. And those verses we just stand and pray. Each prayer we say, all praise due to God, Lord of the world, the most merciful and most kind, owner of the day of judgment. That only you worship, we worship, and only you we ask for help. Guide us to the right path, the path of those who you favored, not the path of those who went to astray. So these are the verses we must read each time we pray. So we didn't associate, we didn't put anybody in the middle. And there is all the prophets that taught us. Our relationship with God is direct, no middle person. No priest, no church, no imam, nobody. No prophets, no messengers. Direct. We came here with nobody's help. You know, God sent us. So we have to direct relationship with God. So God will guide us to the straight path. But if we don't have direct relationship, then if we don't believe even in Quran or Old Testament, or if we believe like the Creator, we submit Him, you know, mostly like if we could follow Jesus and the way He worshipped, you know, then He guides us to the right path.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you say, and thank you very much for explaining what you did. So you say you believe in Jesus and His words and what He taught, and He spoke, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So do you believe that?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, but what He mentioned, anywhere you take, it will go that way. He said, no, nobody will go to my Father except me. You know, it's via Him. What He mentioned, follow His teachings. Then through Him, you will go to the paradise. Not like He will intercede in the middle, you know. He not going to do. He said, He showed us how to go to the heaven. You know, so follow His teaching. That's what He said. You know, so 100% we believe, follow His teaching. That's what He said. You know, also I mentioned over there, He's mentioned clearly, if you need God's love, follow my teaching. So it's clear, everything, you know. That's what I said, like a red ink letter, whatever He said, 100% we believe. If we don't believe, then I can't be a Muslim. You know, in order to be a Muslim, I have to follow His teaching, I have to love, you know, Jesus, Moses, all of them, peace be upon them, you know, Abraham, you know. So if I don't follow, then I can't be Muslim. So that's what I learned, and different between like, you know, other Muslims. So it's like name Muslim, level Muslim, but the whole thing is, it's not practice. You know, if you see that a lot of people they call Muslim, you know, even when I was waiter, you know, one person went to I serve and he came and he was mocking me, you know, because of my language. So I was joking because I know how to handle people. So he was telling me, like, are you Muslim? I said, yes, I'm Muslim too. So he put his, lock it out and say, look, Allah over there, you know, so he's Muslim, like cross, you know. So I said, okay, but he was drinking alcohol. So, so these kind of Muslim, no, you know, they call Muslim themselves, but they don't follow the guidance and command of God.
We have to
So, oh, go ahead.
You mentioned, I've never read the Quran, I don't know a whole lot about Muslim, but you mentioned something about points. Is that in the Quran?
Five pillars? What
you,
point?
No, you said something about points and deeds to get to paradise.
Okay.
I think when you were talking about prayer, 50 times?
Yes.
You said
So
50
you get-
times?
Oh, 50 times. That's what?
So is that, so every day when you pray 5 times, you get 50 points?
50, like compared to 50 times prayer, you will get a reward. Only 5 times a day prayer. Each prayer is like, we get a prayer schedule right there. So each prayer is like 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes if you slowly do, but 5 minutes prayer each. So maybe half an hour to 1 hour, other than 23 hours, we can spend our life anywhere. But the thing is, God created us to worship Him.
Indeed.
Nothing else, for nothing
Indeed.
else. God said in the Quran, He said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I created jinn kind and mankind for nothing but worship me. Before mankind, there was jinn kind. They made from fire in this earth. They made from fire, we from clay. So those people, those jinns, that was fighting, So when God tried to create mankind, then God asked angels to go and get some dirt or clay, Then they said, He said, I want to create something new. So they said, well, for earth, the jinns was fighting and men were fight too. So God said, well, I know you don't. So they brought clay and they made Adam. So that's the first creature He created, So God knows everything, we don't. God got a plan why He sent us in this earth, and God knows if He give mercy to everyone, or maybe He promised He will give punishment if you don't, So the way God gave us all the prophets and everything, only for us to get guidance. It's nothing else.
Dennis?
Oh, yeah, so, again, with the whole red ink thing, and I
You
forgot.
talking about this one?
No, the red
Yes,
in the
we have
Bible.
read over there.
Oh, yeah,
That's
no. Go Patriots. Anyway. So Jesus said, Jesus was around and He was talking, and the Pharisees said, "Who do you think you are?" And He literally said, "Before Adam was, I am." He called Himself Yahweh. He called Himself God. And the rabbis got it. The Jewish rabbis picked up rocks to stone Him. But so I'm not sure how do you deal with that?
Okay. Why the Jews they didn't accept Jesus? Because when He meant like I was there, it doesn't mean like I'm Son of God. But we don't need to go. We just what we do follow His teachings. Because when He say I'm God, then they got rocks and they try to kill Him. Yeah, but the thing is, we was not there. We don't know. But a lot of things like Jesus did, His miracles from like thousands year old bone, He just pulled and said, He talked to them, became a human, and He had like lots of miracles in when He was in the womb. He was a baby. It's in the Quran, but it's not in the Bible. He has sermon, He protected His wife, mom. So lot of miracles He did. But the thing is, the Jews didn't accept. They say you were blaspheming, misguiding us, so we have to give you exemplary punishment, So on that punishment, He was in the cross, according to Bible, and also other 12 disciples they disappeared because if they was found, they were put in the cross with the other two, but they was disappeared, and Jesus was pushed from one side to the other side, and He was beat up and spit and everything, humiliation. Nobody said, even Jesus never say, I'm dying for your sin. He never said. But after Romans is after 70 years, it was written and said, He sacrificed his blood for your sin. So these are the things like he never mentioned, I will be there for your blood. So these are the things like we don't like take, we don't accept, because Jesus said in the Bible, every one of us will be responsible for our own deeds. You know, you don't go across from me, you know, because whatever I've done, I'm responsible. So Jesus is the same thing, and that's what he's saying. Everyone responsible for their own deeds. So, but as you say, like Jesus said, I was there before Adam. If we know all of us, you know, 14 billion years ago, all of us, our soul was made. Same time, including Jesus, including Adam, including all of us. There was nobody. God created humankind 14 billion years ago. Is same, but we are coming like one after another. Somebody is my father, you know. Somebody is his father. Somebody is his father. But we are coming like this. But he created all of us same time. That's all. So if Jesus says something, that's okay. It's nothing wrong. So you born same time, you know,
I see what
that
you're saying.
time.
I see what you're saying. I'm not sure when. I do agree with you that we're all created. That's
All
for sure.
created
That,
the same
that,
time.
that we're all God's children. And,
Yes.
And I do agree with that. But he did say at one point, unless you're washed by me, then you have no part with me.
Exactly. Yeah, but you have to go through him because he's teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Even Abraham teaching, because he followed Abraham, he followed Moses. That's what we have, like Old Testament and New Testament both together Bible, you know, because we follow the teachings. Yeah, so it's same message. But sometimes we are so like simply we feel like, you know, like people don't practice, and we think like, oh, he took our sins, so let's enjoy ourselves. But
Oh.
it's the simple way, but it's not that way. We can't enjoy ourselves. There is a limit, borderline. That's what he put borderline. Do this, don't do this. And he showed us by practical life. So that's what we need to follow. But if we so dumb ourselves and say, oh no, he took our sins, his blood was sacrificed, and my blood is pure, we can do whatever I want in this earth. But the thing is, hereafter, God said he is the one, the best judge. You know, he can do the judgment day, whatever our deeds we did in this earth. So if we have normal life, you know, it's so simple way to go to heaven, because any given time, God set up the time of our death. You know, any given time we have to die. You never know, like, you know, today I'm going to live or not, God knows. But we have to be there, depart from this earth. And we're not going to have time to come back and repeat and correct ourselves. Yeah, because this is one time. We go, you know, enjoying the life over here. Yeah, every single minute, that's fine. But there is a limit. Ask God for forgiveness, because we are the one, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, Kullu bani Adam khata wa khayrul khatayna min at-tawwabun. God loves those who commit sins and ask for repentance, ask forgiveness. God loves those people who didn't commit anything, you know. So because God loves us, God knows we will do mistakes, we will do sins, and He is the one most merciful, and He will forgive us. That's the only thing that
And
we
then
ask
he
for.
looks at the heart.
Yes,
He
yes,
knows each one's heart.
yes.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking of my
You got that contemplative look again, Stevie.
The thinker.
Just
Go
a point
down.
of
Thinker.
curiosity. So every time, it seems as though every time you say Muhammad, you say,
Peace be upon Him.
yeah. What does that mean?
That peace be upon Him, we give blessings to Him.
Okay, got it.
Even if we say Jesus, we're supposed to say peace be upon Him. Moses, all the prophets, we say peace be upon Him.
Okay,
You
got
know, so that's the one when we say all the prophets, peace be upon them. That
bless
means
you.
that means what we are doing, just like we say, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. That we greet, right? So that's what we greet them. You know, when we say Jesus, peace be upon him, Moses, peace be upon him, Muhammad, peace be upon him. Then what God does, He conveyed 10 times back to us from that. He gave us back 10 times, peace be upon you. You know, if we do give them peace be upon him, Jesus, peace be upon him, God conveyed, like God bring us back 10 times. So it's peace to us. So it's like benefit from there, you know. Yeah.
Thanks, Roman. This is really good.
Oh, I'm glad.
I always learn stuff when I hear you talk.
Yeah, sometimes I do repeat, but then sometimes different. Yeah. It's same message, so why not same thing, you know? But I didn't add anything, but I learned a lot from you, and I have chance to study, you know, more, so I can learn more. Study is one thing, you know. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, cradle to grave, you need to study knowledge. And is for men and women, studying knowledge is mandatory. It's not like optional to study. Because if we study, we can find out the truth. If we depend on somebody, you know, then I can't be like following the truth. So I have to study in order to like find the truth, the Creator, especially like, you know. He created us, we are happy, we are everything we are doing, but we need to know who is He, you know, why, what the purpose He created us, and why we have to go back to Him. We came from Him, we have to go back. And how we gonna, what reward we'll get from this life, this is important. So if we get reward, that's the only thing we want. And in the Yom Qiyamah, the Day of Judgment, there will be no son, no daughter, no mother, no father. That's what the Quran mentioned. You know, everybody will be responsible for their own deeds. Just like we came in this earth, we didn't bring a bunch of them same time. We came by ourselves. We have to go back over there, and the judgment day will be by ourselves. So there will be nobody helping. You know, there will be no person or no mother, no father, you know, helping. Everybody will be looking at you and they run away because they will feel over you.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of us, we are that's what you say, sinner. We know what we have done our past. You know, we know what we have done. But only thing, if we ask for repent, we are just like newborn. God forgive us. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a
My
good
pleasure.
teacher.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
I'm a student.